All right. Twitter has been notified. My video got shared. Right? Because apparently no one is allowed to question the attractiveness of a black woman. Right? These very same people will sit there and crack off all day on anyone and everyone else's looks. But as soon as it comes to the defense of their own race, it's really strange. Now, my video said nothing racist. There was absolutely no hint of racism. In fact, there are people apparently out there, as I'm finding out, that have been saying for a while that Tanya is not black, that she's like Egyptian or something. I always thought she was black when she showed up in MK4. I don't care. I always thought Jade was never black. I thought Jade was more like Mediterranean or Egyptian tanned themed skin versus how she looked side by side with like Jack, right? And there are different races in the world that have different skin tones in the black spectrum. Okay? But and let's be honest here, when people are saying, oh, she's black, what they mean is African black, right? I never saw Jade as African black. Ever. Tanya, I did. Right? And as predicted, as per usual with Western developers, the real life character models that they use, they don't emulate in-game to make them attractive like their real life counterparts. Okay? We have literally Homelander and Peacemaker looking exactly like their actual actors. And somehow, when it comes to a Western developer, not only, like, look, I had all issues with the MK11 chicks. All of them. If there was a way I could cover up their face, I would. They were all masculinized. I hated it. White, brown, yellow, pink, blue. It doesn't matter. They're all crap. This isn't a race issue. This is a standard that Western developers keep pushing to make women ugly. Because apparently, men aren't allowed to find women attractive. The F is wrong with you people. Right? But they go out of their way to make every male Chad. Right? Every male is Chad. I see like chicks wetting themselves all over Twitter every time they showcase like Smoke or Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Raiden, you know, Reiko and some of the leaks that have come out, and they haven't even got the full like HD version. Man, what's that's gonna have? I don't care. Right? I don't want to hear shit about oppression. Okay? Oh well, the reason why I feel so strongly about this is because of X. Shut up. It's a video game. I don't give a crap about real life. I care about the video game. Right? If you are so unhinged that you have to tie your very existence into the defense of a fictional character simply because somebody says they're not attractive, to me, then that's not my problem. That's a you problem. Okay? It doesn't matter if she's black. I could say this, I said this about every female in MK11. And they started going that way in MK10. And if I'm honest, really, some of the lady faces in MK9 were a little bit square-jawed, right? This is the problem. Okay? We don't have this problem when Western developers put out, Eastern developers, like Japanese developers, put out games that have any and all sorts of females. Now, some clown on here was complaining they reckon, oh, people hated Dolores or something out of King of Fighters and didn't like Kimberly. No, actually, nobody had a problem because they were presented in an appealing way, right? They didn't look like their head got bashed in with a biscuit tin, and that applies to anyone, okay? Not just black people, I mean any lady, when they try and uglify them on purpose. This is the issue here. And we got weak people out here making it all about race. Well, you're the racist, right? I don't care whether Tanya's black or not. right? I've always thought she was because her first original concept and then obviously appearance in the game, she was like a black ninja. Black female yellow ninja. What's wrong with that? It's fine. I don't care. She was attractive too. Interestingly enough, they actually made her more attractive with less technology back then than they did now with that horrific thing. This comment here though made me laugh. Black Sage D, he says, NetherRealm Studios really wants me to believe that this Count Cracula looking bee is Tenya. Boy, Mortal Kombat has completely fallen off. She looks like a dude I used to go to football practice with. She looks like one of the girls that be eating nothing but hot flaming chips and pickles for breakfast. That's got to be... Is that code for something? I'm not up with all the lingo, but I'm just asking, man, right? She looks like she's going to sell you bundles from the corner store. The fuck out of here. Tired of seeing game developers making women look absolutely busted. Now, this dude's black. Are you going to have a shit at him too? Oh, no, that's right. Because there's this weird mentality that, oh, we can only say something about the race that we're part of. Yeah, every other race out there can say something negative about white people. Right? It's a double standard, and that is racist. That actually is racism. Right? If you think for a second this is attractive, like, I'm sorry, this is the reason why, like, Western developers are a laughing stock. You are a laughing stock. You have been conned by the big Twitter lie. The rejects that came from Tumblr that pushed their insanity into mainstream have convinced developers that somehow making women attractive in video games is leading to these horrific things that are happening to them. And yet, every dude in every video game, by the very same people that are uglifying the women, are making the dudes like Giga Chad. All of them, right? I saw Rain. I don't care. Rain's whatever. Doesn't bother me, right? I think, personally, he looks like Egyptian, Persian, perhaps. Love the outfit. It kind of really, it's actually really, really suiting him, right? I hope there is a classic Rain outfit though, just, you know, for nostalgia's sake. But I actually don't mind this kind of Egyptian theme with him. Some people hate it though. They're allowed to have their opinion. I don't care. I hated Jackson MK11 because they just something was off about him, right? The Jax I grew up with was this all-American hero. Nobody cared he was black. They cared about if he was a good character, and he was a great character, right? Until they turned him into a bitch. It's not because of the color of his skin. It's because the writers are crap. And the animations are crap. And as predicted, as I said, right, this is Lee May, like the real life actress, right? Gorgeous. Stunning. Beautiful. What happened? Right? Can somebody explain that to me? What happened? I know it's a bit off-center with that picture, but you can kind of see it, right? What happened? Oh, hang on, we'll go a better picture. We'll go on here as well. There we go. Right? What happened? It's on purpose. They literally made John Cena look like John Cena, like 100%, not 10 years old John Cena. Not different bone structure John Cena, or the same with Anthony, what's his name? What is his last name? I can't remember his name. Whatever. The guy that plays Homelander. Looks the same. Looks exactly the same. But when it comes to the ladies, nah, can't have that. So people are using this picture, or the stupid ass render that's going around, to try and justify, this does not look anything like this lady here. Right? And going back to this one, right? Can someone explain to me how that looks anything alike? It doesn't look anything alike. This woman here is attractive. And she's probably like my age, so like middle 40s perhaps. I could be wrong. I'm just guessing here because she doesn't. I know it's just one of those age things. You know, you just start to lose that little bit of that youngness, right? But you can still be beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I don't want someone that looks like a 12-year-old or an 18-year-old, you know. You get older, you want to feel like, you know. And that's the thing. She's gorgeous. And then you got this thing. It's on purpose. They did the same thing in MK11. They take the women, right? And they uglify them. Okay? You could have put this lady's hair on Tanya and it would have looked better. I'm sorry, there is no excuse. There just isn't. It's being done on purpose. Now we can go through, right? So we'll go through to the to the one where they do show, right? Still doesn't look like her. The hair's stupid. Right? The fact that there are people out there, that think that the only way to portray a black woman in a fighting game or any game is they have to look like they're from a tribe. Do you know how bad that sounds? Like, really? The only way that a woman can be portrayed in any sort of form of media now is to look like they're from an African tribe? They are pushing way too hard to turn Outworld into some sort of like one world utopia, you know, and mimicking Earth. It's not Earth 2 at all. It's a completely different realm. It's nothing to do with Earth at all. They're completely different. Attractive, right? Attractive, hideous, and then she's not hideous, just they have really like planed her up and like aged her, right? That is not the same. Well, if you want to get down to it, it looks like they kind of whitewashed her a bit, right? The two actresses are gorgeous. But Black Twitter's up in arms because how dare you criticize anyone with dark skin? Shut up. How about you never criticize anyone else then? If we're going to start, you know, talking about people throwing stones. How about you shut up and don't do the same? I think that's a fair assessment. If you're going to sit there and dictate to others what they can and cannot do, that sounds a bit tyrannical, don't you think? Then maybe you shouldn't do the same. I'm sorry, that is absolutely hideous. Every female in MK11, whether they were white, brown, black, alien, all look like men. Every single one of them. It was disgusting. The only one that was probably, you could get slightly away with it, was Katana, but then they turned Katana into like some like 18-year-old. She looked way too young. Like, way too young. It was crazy. And that's the problem, dude. The base problem about all of this is there's no consistency. Every single time NetherRealm brings out a game, it's like they have to just wipe the slate clean and go, you know what? We've got to change them completely. You don't see this problem with other fighting games. You might make some nuanced changes. Maybe Ryu in Street Fighter 6 looks a little bit more hulkish than previous game, and Ken looks a little bit more hobo, but you can still tell it's Ken. Even Max, when Lee May first came out, she thought it was like a what? I don't know what he said, but somebody mentioned he had no idea who it was. Like it was Melina, right? Because she's wearing purple, you know, and she's got the same aesthetic to a degree as Melina, right? You know, at first glance, if you didn't know, somebody said, "Oh, yeah, there's an lady that wears purple in Mortal Kombat, and you're like, and then, what's her name? I'm Melina. And then you see a trailer and you go, oh, that must be Melina. Right? She's hideous. That is hideous. Okay? You will never convince me otherwise. You can sit there and bitch and moan and complain, call me a racist. I don't give a crap. You have no power over me. I have power over you though, because if you're so ruffled by the fact that the company that you so worship took a beautiful, actual black woman, beautiful, and turned her into that, and you sit there and blame me, you sound vaccinated, right? I'm sorry, but like, it's ridiculous. The dudes don't suffer this problem, and that's the problem. That's the hypocrisy. But you guys don't say anything about that, do you? No, your mum's the... You don't say anything about that because you just want to pick and choose when you want to be outraged. It's pathetic. Right? I can't believe that people say these two are the same. Oh, different... you know, they can't do it properly because, you know, computers... Shut up. Just shut up. Right? As I said... Again, proof, right? You can tell that's John Cena. Right? You can tell that is John Cena. Okay? You can tell that is Homelander. And the actor that actually plays him. 1 for 1. I did a video about Ermac. Right? That I've got out. Complained about his look. Well, what are you going to say then? Hey? What are you going to say then? Are you going to bitch about that too? What the hell happened to the MK community? What a bunch of absolute wankers that get so riled up and offended and protective over garbage decisions. And they are garbage decisions. Right? If they made Tanya look like how she looked in any previous game, right? Whether they took the MK10 version, the MK Deception version, I think it was Deception she first appeared again, right? MK4, no one complains. This isn't a black issue. It's an ugly issue. And it's an ugly issue that they keep doing to women in video games. Because they listen to the 3 weirdos on Twitter and think, oh my god, we can't have attractive women because the 3 weirdos on Twitter feel out of place. Well, maybe they should wear a plastic bag over their head. You have no power over me. I'm going to say what I think, and that's it. Alright? It's nothing to do with race. It's about crap decisions. And when every other fighting game and every other non-Western company out there is able to create characters from any ethnicity, and they look fine and great, and Western developers keep doing the same thing over again, that's not a me problem. That's a them problem, which in turn turns into a you problem, because you are so desperate. Everyone's so desperate to have Tanya back that they'll take anything. And that's sad. That's like food stamps sad. Right? It is. Sorry if I, don't accept crumbs. So yeah, go watch my video on Ermac. Everyone that's hating on this video, everyone that's hating on the Tanya video, you go trundle your little selves over to the Ermac video where I'm complaining about he looks like a crackhead, right? And a hobo, a hobo fortune teller, right? You go over there and you have a nice little bitch about how I'm oppressing the mummies. Even Mac, I was about to call him Mad Max. Maybe I should call him Mad Max. Right, just Australian little reference. Even Mad Max was talking about how ridiculous Ermac looks. And he does. He does. He looks absolutely stupid. You could have put just a mask on him and it would look better. And yet, they had the perfect design in the crypt. And somehow, Someone at NetherRealm thought, you know what? That's nah. Now we need to make him look like I'll tell you, you know what I know? You know what I know? This is what he looks like. I'm gonna show what it looks like. Let's see if I can find it. I'll see if I can. I can't show you that. Jeez. Right. Wow. God, I can't wait till I get rid of porn off Twitter. Right. Like that's ever gonna happen. I'm trying to find. You'll see. Let's see. Hang on. This is what Ermac looks like, right? This is exactly what Ermac looks like, right? Looks like one of these crackhead looking things. Look at this. Anyway, catch you next time.